Hi. So continuing from the previous video where we saw the labor cost being divided into management and non-management, and management also into service and kitchen, and non-management as well into service, kitchen, and maybe stewarding for individual outlets. And for a consolidated profit and loss statement, it can be the other venue items which is uh, specific to those outlets. Then usually you will have contract, leased and outsourced labor, where the outlet may be hiring people on a daily wages or a contract, fixed contract, or maybe leasing from the other hotels. Maybe you have cross charging here, means you may borrow the staff for like 1 day, 2 day, or 3 days, or 10 days, or for high occupancies, where usually the other outlet is charging you the salary for those peoples as a cross charge, so that the real profitability of individual outlet is can be ascertained. Then you have bonus and incentive, where you are covering any incentive which you are paying. Normally the hotels are paying wine incentives, the upselling incentives, and many other things. The definitions we're gonna be looking at in more details in the upcoming videos. First, let us understand the overall structure of the profit and loss statement. Then you have the other payroll related expenses, which covers for taxes, supplementary pay, employee benefits. Then the other operating expenses here will be covering the banquet expenses. You will have chinaware, cleaning supplies, cluster, commission, complimentary services, and gifts. As you will see, if you have noticed in the rooms department, some of the costs are similar. For example, complimentary services and gifts, commissions, contract services. These are, and corporate office reimbursable. These were there in the room department as well. It's just the same definition, same expenses. The only difference is that these expenses are incurred solely for the F&B department. That's why they are being covered separately in this P&L. So usually this is achieved by having cost centers in the accounting, where all the expenses are accounted for in the by cost center, and allocated to each department. So sometimes you may have one cost center for F&B, and you otherwise in some hotels where there are multiple restaurants, there may be sub cost centers for a main into the F&B, and then all those cost centers are consolidated together to form one profit and loss statement, which you will see here. Then you have other expenses like flatware, glassware, silverware. So we're going to be looking at these expenses in much more details when we are going to cover our in the definitions part. And then lastly, you have total other expenses. These total other expenses are excluding the cost of sales and the labor. Then you have total expenses, which is the sum total of your cost of sales, labor, and the total other expenses. Finally, you will have departmental profit. So the standard profit and loss statement prescribed by usually stops here. However, most of the other hotels, they have additional statistics built into the profit and loss statement to understand the performance in a better way. For example, they may have covers, they may have average check, they may have the capture ratio, they may have inside guest, outside guest. We're going to be learning all those statistics similar to rooms department in the coming videos.